Greetings, everyone. We're so excited that you are here. It's going to be a wonderful evening. I am Ann Abear, the pastor here, and this is a new endeavor for us. So it's very fun to see it take off. So someone said to me today that they thought September up here has the most consistently good weather. I think in the coming Septembers, we're going to say, you know that St. Andrew's Church, it has the most consistently good readers theater of any around here. Yeah, I think so. And we are streaming this today, so we welcome our online audience. And also, if you would like to see it again, because it's going to be that good, you can go back to our website, and it'll get posted tomorrow or the next day, and see it again, or it will be posted to YouTube. So you're welcome to view it again. Now, we wouldn't be here without a certain gentleman to my right, Mr. Ray Nichols. And he and Paula have moved across state now, but he came back for this special thing, and I want to turn it over to Ray to say a few words.
As I'm ever going to get to a pulpit. Over there is not the same. This is the big time right here. So I want to welcome, first of all of you for coming tonight. You can't have a performance without the audience. You're important. You're important to them who are out there waiting to do this performance, and your enthusiasm and your interest in being here. And I know many of you have friends here, and that's great, who are going to be performing tonight. But before I get into that, I want to just go over a few things that I think are important to realize about how this happened and why we're doing this. First of all, I also want to thank a few other people, Carol Johnson, who's the chair of the Arts Committee right now. And also, I want to thank all the folks who behind the scenes are doing things right now, preparing for this, and the number of times the number of people who are going to be on the stage came here for practicing ahead of time with their enthusiasm, their energy, and they're really excited to be out here tonight to perform for you. I want to thank them for their hard work in advance for all the things that they've done to make this happen tonight. I want to thank a person who is sitting here in the front row. Joan Gorski-Panter, she is the director of the show tonight, and I want to thank her very much for her work. She isn't a member of our church, but she was willing enough to say, I can help you out. I'd love to do this. It'd be a great experience for me, and I think she has proven to the fact that she knows what she's doing. The other thing I want to thank is Gail Brandt, who is part of the group tonight. She was instrumental in seeing the things that you saw in the paper and the newsletters and all those things that were sent out to you. And for people like me, she kept me in the loop even though I wasn't here anymore. So those are the folks I want to thank in advance. And Reverend Ann, I can never say enough about the fact that anytime you bring something up, and she said, that's a great idea, why don't you do it? And she said, well, if it's going to cost money, we'll find money to make it work. She's always said that, and she may have been sorry at times she said that to many people, including myself. So enough of that. But the Arts on the Hill Committee was formulated because of a gentleman by the name of Reverend Bob McWilkin. Many of you know who Bob was, knew him as a friend, knew him as a person who stood up here at times and gave a sermon, was part of our ministry here at St. Andrew's. But the important thing he did was he had ideas. He was a person filled with ideas, and he brought it at one time to the liturgical committee, which was the church ministry committee too, and said, we need to do these different things. And so they had a big get-together, and they formulated a work group, and the work group put together a master plan, really, for the, at that time, of the liturgical ministry. And it was a phenomenal job. They put it together. And in that piece where these kinds of things were doing tonight, but really didn't fit with liturgy. You're not going to get up here and do a comedy during the Sunday service, so that didn't work well. So they decided maybe we should, in the long run, do something else with it. So it kind of lay dormant until Bob McQuilkin came about again, and as he usually did, and I knew Bob very well, and always invented something every time you talked to him, and you got tired of hearing all the things he wanted you to do. He'd wear you out with ideas. Well, what came out of it all was that Bob, when he passed away, decided he wanted to leave some funds behind for this church to form a committee, which was called the Arts Ministry Team, Arts on the Hill. And that committee was given funding for a 4-year period of about $5,000 a year to cover the cost of what things we would like to be doing and to do during those period of 4 years. But at the end of that time, that money will no longer be here. The other part of it is this is not a committee that is funded by the church budget. It is solely funded by Bob McQuilkin's grant. And that grant, as I said, is a 4-year grant. And at that time, it will be gone. So what we're hoping to do is enliven this thing in the long run and asking people in the future to see if they think, when there's not donating to the church first, if they want to donate to keep this alive when they see what we're doing, we'd love to have you consider donating it to this committee. So enough of that. The other last part of it is there's pillars in this program. The 2 pillars with this particular little box over there, which I don't call it the way. If Tim, I insulted you by saying the box over there. The organ. The organ over there with these wonderful pipes that are sitting up here. This was a gifted by the hard work of the people of this church to put a new pipe organ in here. And that organ has become a pivotal part of our liturgical services, but it's more than that. It's a performance orchestra organ outside of that church service. And we will, as one of those pillars is every year to produce some kind of a organ recital or 2, if we could do that. The second part of that pillar was chorus. There's not a lot of choral groups in our county. We have the community chorus, and when they're done, that's basically it. That's all we have for the rest of the year in this community. So St. Andrews felt that we can fill those gaps where the community is not doing things, and by putting in a choral performance each year, and this year is going to be Requiem by Tim, help me out, John Rudder, right. John Rudder, and that's going to be in October. That's an orchestra and chorus made up of the community around us, not just St. Andrew's Choir, but all the choir people who want to join from this area, or people who don't sing in choirs, and plus people from the Traverse City area. And there's about 40-some people will be in the choir this year with a 7-piece orchestra, which will perform here with the organ and the chorus in October. So that is what it's about. Our mission is to bring to the community and to our church community how God speaks to us through the arts. So tonight, you're going to have that little speaking through the arts with these wonderful group of people who put this performance together. I'm not going to tell you about the performance. I'm just going to say it's going to be fascinating, it'll be interesting, and it will be diverse. So without further ado, please welcome the St. Andrews Readers Theater.
Good evening. Tonight I am proud to present a new production of my play, Telephone Tag, You're It, performed by Arts on the Hill Readers Theater. The play is loosely based on an incident that actually happened to my own parents in 1999. But I was truly inspired when I received a phone call from a telemarketer offering Life Alert emergency pendants and bracelets. As soon as the call ended, I could hear the voices of my theater friends saying the lines of this play in my head. I grabbed a notebook and began writing it down. I hope you will enjoy this gentle little comedy. Thank you.
My friends, Ruth and Ned Evans, were sitting, reading in their slightly cluttered living room when the telephone rang.
Ned, answer the phone. Don't you hear it?
Well, sure I do, but why don't you answer it?
For heaven's sakes, you're closer to it.
Okay, I'll get it.
Ned stood up to answer the phone and tripped on a basket filled with junk mail and fell hard to the floor, groaning.
Oh, I think I broke something.
Ned, for heaven's sakes, what happened to you? How did you fall like that? Are you hurt? Can you get up?
I think I broke something. It hurts pretty bad. Maybe you better call someone.
Ruth picked up the phone, not realizing that it was still ringing.
Hello, this is the call you requested regarding your free MedFast Alert pendant.
What are you doing on my phone? This isn't a party line. Get off the phone, please. I need to make a call. Hang it up right now.
This is the call you requested.
Well, get off my phone. I have to call an ambulance.
Oh, well, there, you see? Isn't this your lucky day? You see, this shows how much you need your new MedFast Alert pendant. Are you hurt, ma'am? Are you sitting down? Perhaps you want to sit if you're hurt. Now, what sort of injury or illness are you experiencing?
It's not me. It's Ned. It's my husband. No, please get off the phone so I can call someone.
Oh, no, ma'am. I will stay right here on this phone till help arrives. You can be sure of that. Now tell me just how your husband became ill or injured.
Please, I have to call for help. Will you just hang up?
No, I told you I am here for you. I can't hang up on you. It's my job. I will call for help as soon as you answer a few questions. Now, are you sitting? Please calm yourself. Help is on the way.
Ruth, just hang up on the numbskull. Hang up and call 911.
Ned, I'm trying to. Can't you see? I'm trying to. She won't get off the phone.
He may be going into shock. He sounds disoriented. I don't mean to upset you. You know how men are. Now first I need your names and your address.
Run next door and get the neighbor. This is so crazy. Just hang up now.
Lady, you are so exasperating. I really must have this phone now.
Now, you need to give me the address so I know where to send the ambulance, silly. Please calm yourself. Just a few very simple questions is all. My, you're both so lucky I called today.
Lucky? Lucky? You're the reason my husband fell and might have a broken hip. And you want to tell me I'm lucky? Let me tell you a thing or two.
There, now we're getting somewhere. Fell and broke his hip, you think? See how easy that was? You just answered one of the questions that I asked you. Now, back to the name and address, ma'am.
I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to buy your device. I just need you to hang up.
Hang up the phone and go next door. This is crazy.
Look, here is my address. We're at 1544 Sycamore in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So call the ambulance now.
Ruth slammed down the phone.
It's high time you came to your senses. Now, run next door and get Mabel. Call 911 for us. I don't know why you wouldn't listen to me the first time I told you. Get going. I'm in pain.
Well, should I get you something, Ned? Do you want an aspirin or a compress? I think it'll make you feel better.
No, just go. I'll be fine. Go get Mabel. Stop this nonsense now.
Oh, darling, I won't be long. Now I want you to be calm. Just lie still and relax. Try to be strong.
Get going. Hey, what are those flashing lights outside? Oh, for Pete's sake, why do they have to stop in front of our house when you're waiting for an ambulance? There's no common sense anymore.
Ned, I think it is the ambulance. I don't know why they're here, though.
Well, don't you think you ought to let them in? Open the door. What are you waiting for?
Ruth opened the door.
Hello. Come right in. It's my husband. He fell on the floor and thinks he may have broken something.
Good evening, ma'am. Did you call for an ambulance on your MedFast pendant or bracelet?
Well, actually, I was on the phone with them, and I think they may have called you. My, you got here fast.
Well, we were in the neighborhood when the call came in. You do acknowledge that they called us at your request?
Yes, please come and take care of my husband.
Just as soon as you and your husband put your name on his liability release form, and then I can come in. I'll need to see some ID and an insurance card for your husband, please.
Oh, he is in pain. Can you start to give him some help while I get all that?
Since MedFast is involved, I can't even set foot in your house till you've signed those papers.
What? There must be 10 pages here. I don't even have my reading glasses. Just what are these about? My husband is injured. Didn't you hear me? He needs help now.
Since you ask, do you see the car behind the ambulance? That's P.W. Dickens. She's an ambulance-chasing lawyer who has a monitor on all calls sent out by that MedFast outfit. She sues us whenever we respond to MedFast. I suggest you just sign the paper so we could go to work.
Where is my baseball bat, Ruth? I can handle that lawyer.
Oh, hush, Ned. We're not playing baseball.
The EMT spoke into a radio.
Ronnie here, we may need some backup. Can you send a patrol?
Oh my gosh. Can everyone just come to their senses? Here, I'm signing your stupid papers. Now please help my husband. Won't you please just do it?
The card, ma'am. Just get the card and we're good to go.
The card is in my wallet, Ruth. Can you just come get it? Well, I'm kind of sitting on it.
Ruth tried to roll him over, and Ned screamed.
Careful, ma'am. You're not trained to move him. I think I'm gonna need another release sign now.
Just let the lawyers get involved and bada bing, everything goes downhill in a handcart. Give her the card. Let's get this show on the road.
Yes, dear. Here it is. I found it. Let's get this show on the road.
Just a minute. My assistant needs to bring the gurney and video camera.
Video camera?
The EMT speaks into the radio again.
Billy, bring it up.
Roger on that, Ronnie. Hey, what about PW?
Just keep your back to her as best you can. I've called for backup.
Roger, I'm on the way.
The second EMT arrives on the porch and was videotaping everything from a head-mounted camera.
Now, Ned, tell us what happened to you. Describe it all, please. Your pain, how you fell, why you decided to let MedFast call us on your behalf. It's just for the camera. Sorry if this is redundant.
Redundant? Listen, young lady, don't get sassy with me just 'cause I'm old. I don't need your big words. I'm in pain because I fell. Now get me to the hospital so I can get some real help.
Patient is showing signs of shock, possible trauma. We may have to sedate him to prevent him from hurting himself.
Will you please stop this nonsense and get him to the hospital? This isn't reality TV. This is my husband. Help him.
Of course, ma'am, we're doing everything we can. Do you have a car to follow us to the hospital?
No, I'm riding with you. I'll get my coat and I have to lock the house and get my purse.
Oh, by the way, is your billing address the same as on your card here?
After Ned was loaded onto the gurney, they moved out onto the porch. Lawyer P.W. Dickens stood on the sidewalk. She was wearing a lapel-mounted video camera. The lead EMT shouted a warning to P.W. Dickens.
Set back, PW. We have an emergency here. Is that your car with the lights on? You're going to have to move it out of our way right now.
Hey, be more careful with that man. Can't you see that bad crack there on the sidewalk? Whoa.
An EMT tripped on the raised crack in the sidewalk, pushing the gurney to the side and fell hard on his knee. Ned slipped off the gurney as Ruth rushed to catch him, and Ned yelled in pain. The EMT struggled to help. A police car arrived, and the next-door neighbor, Mabel, came rushing out of her house.
Ruth, what is happening? Oh my, is Ned having a heart attack? No, he just fell. I need to help him. I shouldn't wonder. Why, just last week I tripped on that big crack in the sidewalk myself and fell. Why doesn't somebody fix that?
Oh, were you hurt, ma'am? Well, here, take my card. Now, Ruth, what is the name of your insurance company?
I beg your pardon, ma'am. I don't believe I've been introduced. Anyway, we have very good insurance, if it's any of your business. We have Mountain Manifesto Insurance.
Oh, well, that is very good insurance, ma'am. Very good indeed. Oh, we're going to win big, folks. We're all going to win. Yes, sir, we're all going to win big. Here, everybody take a contract, please.
What? Well, I certainly will not. Mabel, what are you doing? Don't you dare take one of those.
Listen, lady, I got this whole incident on video, so don't be getting any big ideas.
Well, good. Just be sure you take special care of it. You'll be getting my subpoena. Well, hello, Officer Rogan. I suppose you know there is an ordinance making residents in this city responsible for sidewalk repairs in front of their homes. Am I right?
You're right on that. In fact, we began issuing citations just last week for those who failed to take the initiative. I think I have one in my pad here for this address.
3 weeks later, Ned and Ruth were sitting once more in their living room, but the room was neater. No basket on the floor. Again, the phone rang.
Well, I'll get it. Just sit still.
Well, I hope so. You know I can't walk.
Well, if you'd practice with your walker, maybe you'd get better. Oh, for the caller ID says that it's Mabel. I'm still not talking to her.
You know, you two have been friends forever. Remember the last time you weren't talking to her for the longest time? Over that pie crust thing. How bad you felt later on. I mean, I'm only saying.
Oh, it's terrible what she said about my pie crust. That was my mother's recipe.
Well, hers did win the ribbon at the church bazaar.
What? Well, I don't care. I'm not speaking to her.
You know what my father used to say?
I guess you're the expert on what everybody used to
He
say.
often said, women, you can't live with them, you can't live without them.
My father had a few things he used to say, too.
Like, why did you marry that lunkhead Ned, for instance?
Well, it does come to mind.
Well, he changed his tune when he found out a plumber made more money than a bean counter.
My father did not count beans.
No, he didn't. He sure counted the money I saved him when I installed that extra bathroom for him.
Yes, that was very nice of you to do that for him.
Yes, but I did it for you. You know, I'm thinking maybe I'll get me one of those scooter chairs like they had at the photo shoot last week.
Well, now that you're the MedFast poster boy, I think they'd just give you one.
Not a bad idea. We need to talk to PW about that.
PW did well by us, but I still don't understand how we can sue our own insurance company for damages because we didn't fix a city sidewalk.
Take the money and run. They say it all the time. You know how everybody says that.
Well, my mother would roll over in her grave if she knew about it.
Hand me that remote control over there, please. It's time for the ball game to start.
Ding dong.
And there goes the doorbell. You'd better see who it is.
Ruth hands him the remote and goes to the door and opens it to see her friend Mabel standing there smiling at her.
Why, Mabel, do come in. You know, Ned and I were just talking about how long you and I have been friends, and oh my, is that pie for us? Yes, my dear, it's for you and Ned, and it's my prize-winning recipe. Well, please come in, and I'll put on some coffee. Or would you prefer tea? Yes, I do prefer tea, don't I?
To wrap up this story, Ned decided to take Ruth's advice and started using his walker, dismissing the scooter chair idea. And Ned made a full recovery from his hip surgery. He even said he felt like dancing. So he and Ruth and their friend Mabel all joined a senior square dancing group. Ruth and Ned then won a ribbon for most improved new members. And Mabel, she took up with the fiddle player. The end.
This is The Numbers Game by Juliet Garver. What would the world be like without love? The time is the future. The setting is an outpatient clinic of a hospital.
Hello, my name is Helen.
No one has a name here. It's against the rules. My number is 19386.
All right, I'm 32075, but I like to think of myself as Helen, like Helen of Troy, whose face launched 1,000 ships.
Shh. Someone will hear you and report you. You know you're not allowed to read anything except the daily statistics. 4 million new jobs in computer technology, 16,000 babies born yesterday.
All with brand new numbers.
Of course, it's the law of our society.
Laws are cold, unromantic. Do you live alone?
No, I live with my mother. All 19,000s live with a parent.
That's right. I forgot. All people in the 32,000s live alone. I don't like that. It's cold, lonely, unromantic.
Now that's dangerous talk.
Of course. I have my computer clock printout, and the TV wall system announces the daily statistics 3 times a day: births, marriages, jobs, accidents, special awards, deaths.
Yes, we have a very ordered society, a place for every number and every number in its place.
Cold, unromantic.
Exactly. Statistical serenity, statistical security.
You really like it.
Of course, every human being is like a well-run computer, but sometimes the human machinery has to be repaired. That's why I'm here. I seem to have a touch of stomach trouble.
I have heart trouble.
Then you're here for a nuclear heart profile and computer hematology.
No, not that kind of heart trouble. I'd like to know what it's like to love someone.
An unnecessary emotion in our society. Fear, yes, fear is a safety factor. People who are afraid are cautious. But love, no. Outdated, outmoded, obsolete, out.
Why is it against the law to love someone?
It isn't exactly against the law, it's just a superfluous emotion, statistically unimportant.
It didn't used to be. The world was different once. There was love and
War, don't forget that. We don't have wars anymore. It must have been a terrible world, people killing each other right and left.
it wasn't perfect, I know. Yet it must have been a wonderful world with love all around and people living in families and loving each other.
The government takes care of families today, a much more practical arrangement. Children are housed in government dormitories. They're well-fed and clothed, housed, and educated.
But not loved.
It seems like a sensible arrangement, and there are no more starving children.
Do you think you could ever love someone like me?
What?
Well, love is a very nice feeling, like warming your hands in front of a fire, or like seeing a child smile. I think I could love a man like you.
If you keep on talking like this, I'll have to report you to the authorities.
When people love each other, they're never lonely.
Now, look here.
Why aren't you married?
I'm not supposed to get married till next year. I live exactly the way a person in my number group is supposed to live.
Have you ever wanted to break the rules?
All right, now I understand. You've been sent by the government to check on me. Well, you can take back a report that I am a loyal, statistic-loving, law-abiding citizen.
Don't be ridiculous. Nobody sent me. I'm not a government spy.
Well, you certainly have a strange way of talking.
I feel strange, too. I keep thinking about love and marriage. You know, I wouldn't want to marry a man I didn't love.
The law doesn't force you to get married.
No, but there are special bonuses and tax exemptions if you get married before you're 25.
I fully intend to take advantage of the tax exemption.
Is that how you're going to propose to some woman? Will you be my tax exemption?
No one proposes anymore. You just go to City Hall and both parties sign a marriage contract. It's easier than buying a solar house or an electric car.
And then you change your ID number and live happily ever after in the complex for married people.
Yes, the government provides the housing. Of course, my mother will go to a middle-aged complex. It's all part of the plan.
Do you think there are any married people that really love each other?
It's not at all necessary.
Sometimes I think we're all a bunch of human robots.
Will you please be quiet? You'll be sent to the dissenters' dormitory if you keep this up.
Would it bother you if that happened to me?
Bother me? Why should it?
I was hoping you'd say yes.
Why should I do that?
Don't you ever do anything you're not supposed to? Or anything that isn't part of the plan?
I do my best to live up to the requirements of our society.
Do you ever get angry? Do you ever laugh for no reason at all? Just because it feels good to laugh?
No, never.
Do you ever feel like doing something absolutely crazy?
Of course not. Now, look here,
Helen. Call me Helen.
You're a disconcerting, aggravating female.
I am?
Yes, I should report you. I don't know where you get your ideas.
But aren't you curious to know what love would be like?
No.
I don't believe you. And I know why you have stomach trouble. You're tense. You're all tied in knots. What you need is someone to love you with all your heart. People who love each other build a wonderful world of their own.
Now, I really will have to report you.
Go ahead. There's an officer over there. Call her.
I will.
She's been standing watching us. I'll tell her that you've been annoying me and that you said you fell madly in love with me the minute you saw me.
But that's not true.
There'll be an investigation, but I don't mind. Go on. Call her over.
I still think you're a spy. This is some kind of a test.
Don't worry. I'm not a spy.
I think I'd better go and sit on the other side of the room until they call my number.
Go on. Tell her.
What seems to be the problem here?
No problem at all, officer.
It's all my fault, officer. I initiated the conversation.
For two people on a different number level, you were doing a lot of talking. Looked like an argument to me. Then I'll have to ask you to come along with me.
I don't mind. I'm tired of sitting here anyway.
One moment, officer. There's no law against talking.
There's a law against dangerous talk.
Conversation with a purpose is allowed according to Government Bulletin 284-736-092.
Yes, and what was your purpose?
People in my number group are supposed to get married next year.
Young man, what is your point?
We were discussing the economics and statistics of this procedure. I work as a statistician, and my life is dedicated to statistical serenity and statistical security.
Oh, very commendable. Do you vouch for this young lady?
I certainly do.
In that case, I'll let her go.
You didn't have to do that.
I know. Come on, let's go for a walk.
What about your stomach?
It feels much better. Come on, Helen.
You called me Helen.
Yes, let's go.
Then you were listening to me.
Of course.
Did you mean what you said about getting married?
Well, there is the special bonus and tax exemption.
I'm sure you can find many girls who would be happy to be your tax exemption.
I'm sure too, but there's only one whose name is Helen. Let's go.
You really surprised me.
I surprise myself.
I'm Joan Panter, and I directed the numbers game that you just saw, and I'm also directing the last play tonight. We started out this evening probably the way you expected, a little lighthearted comedy, written and directed by our own Colin Bohash. And we followed up with a little romantic piece. Hope you enjoyed that. We're going to change the tone, though, now. This is a brand new Readers Theater group. They haven't been together. Some of them have never acted in theater before. But this group decided they were going to put on a dramatic piece. And this is a very difficult piece. It's difficult because of the emotional content, but it's also difficult for the performers. This piece requires very specific continuity of speech, and it requires hopping back and forth between emotions. So it's a very difficult piece, but I hope you feel at the end of the performance, like I do, that this group is very much up to the challenge. So now I present An Act of Madness by Jane Fallion with Jeffrey Nash. This is the story of the 1927 Bath, Michigan school massacre, the deadliest act of mass murder in a school in United States history. It grabbed newspaper headlines worldwide, even bumping the Lindbergh flight from the front page. It still remains today the largest mass murder of school children, larger even than the shooting rampages at Columbine, Virginia Tech, or Sandy Hook. This horrific act is part of history, but tragically, it's also a story lost in history. Now, the dialogue you hear tonight referencing actual on-site witnesses is historically accurate.
May 18th, 1927.
Thelma McDonald was 8 years old.
Her friend Doris Johns was 7.
George Hall was 9.
Harold Woodman, 9.
Catherine Foote was 9 days shy of her 10th birthday.
Lloyd Zimmerman, 12.
George Zimmerman, 10.
Iola Hart was 12.
Her brother Percy was 11.
Their sister Vivian was 8.
Robert Cochran was just finishing 3rd grade.
Earl Ewing was 11.
Beatrice Gribbs was 9 years old.
Ralph Cushman was 7 years old.
The day he died.
The day she was killed. The day they were murdered.
An act of madness.
Based on newspaper accounts.
Historical records.
The Bath School Disaster by M.J. Elworth.
Mayday by Grant Parker.
This piece is dedicated to the children of Bath.
The list of dead would include 45 names.
38 of them children.
Under the age of 15.
The newspaper called it
America's largest single event mass murder. And it was.
And it would hold that distinction.
That title for more than 60 years.
It happened not so very far from here.
In the tiny town of Bath, Michigan, in 1927.
Spring of 27, Bath, Michigan was a village, really.
A small farming community just 10 miles from the state capitol building.
The agricultural center for all the farms in the township. Bath had a nice-sized business district.
Michigan Central Railroad Depot.
The People's Bank.
A hotel.
Community Hall.
And right there on Main Street, the Consolidated School.
Leaving behind the tradition of having lots of one-room schoolhouses scattered throughout the rural area.
And after having years of heated debate,
the district had voted to build a new central school.
A central school to serve the entire township.
grades 1 through 12.
The only institution of its kind in Clinton County.
The two-story
Bath Consolidated School. May 18th, 1927.
It was a Wednesday.
The only unusual thing about the start of that school day would have been
Excitement, because summer vacation was so close.
it began as a cloudless,
Peaceful.
Beautiful.
perfect spring day.
In a classroom on the second floor of the North Wing, Mrs. Hart was reading a story to her sixth graders.
Dean Sweet was taking the 7th grade geography exam.
The school superintendent, Emery Hike, was watching over a study hall, second floor, east wing.
Earlier that morning, he and his wife had said goodbye to each other exactly as they had 100 times before.
Make it a good day. Go well.
Go well.
By 8:30, the faculty and about 200 students were inside the school building.
What they didn't know,
What they couldn't imagine.
Was that just beneath them
Throughout the crawl spaces,
Under the floorboards.
were bundles of dynamite.
That morning,
around 9:35,
We heard a sound like a blast.
But in the distance,
The noise had come from just west of town.
from the Kehoe farm.
if you ask around, Andrew Keyhole was
Always a strange sort.
quick to help people.
quick to criticize.
Quick to lose his temper if he didn't get his own way.
always neat and spotless.
Too neat, meticulous.
Cold.
And very smart. Knew all about modern electricity and using dynamite to clear fields and how to fix any farm machinery.
And his reputation for careful thriftiness.
That helped him get elected to the Bath School Board.
He had fought against the school.
Fought hard.
Kehoe said that the cost in higher taxes was
Unfair.
that it was
Illegal.
and it would be
The ruin of me.
His wife Nellie, constantly
Constantly
sick,
sick.
and the stack of overdue medical bills
Kept
kept growing.
Time after time,
After
he
time.
felt the rest of the school board
After time,
sided
after
against him
time.
and went along
After
with his
time,
great
after
opponent,
time.
Superintendent Hike.
Unfair.
And there was the humiliation of being served with a mortgage foreclosure.
So many injustices, real or imagined.
For over a year, Kehoe had been very vocal about how he blamed the Bath School for his troubles.
His next-door neighbor said,
when he lost the vote to be elected justice of the peace by such a wide margin, it was as if the town had turned against him.
Unfair.
Later, at the inquest, witnesses wondered if that was when he started planning his revenge.
Against Hike.
against the school.
Against the town.
For the last 6 months, at least, Kehoe had been buying dynamite at different stores in Lansing.
Small amounts each time so as not to arouse suspicion.
As a board member appointed to perform maintenance duties, Kehoe always had free access to the school building.
And bit by bit, Kehoe began carrying bundles of explosives into the school's basement.
Placing each package so that everything was concealed in the crawl spaces and behind beams.
Stretching hundreds of feet of wire around pipes and over rafters.
Connecting the wires to an intricate series of charges and explosives.
Little by little, piece by piece, night after night, until over
1,000 pounds.
of dynamite lay ready beneath the floors of the Bath School.
That Wednesday morning, back at his own farm,
First noise we heard was the house going up.
Kehoe began igniting a series of firebombs.
Like that, the whole house was in flames.
Explosives were rigged up everywhere.
To the house,
To the shed,
To the tractors.
He even wired the horses' ankles together so that they could run when the fires started.
Kehoe was determined to leave behind nothing.
And out back, behind the sheep barn, Kehoe left the body of Nellie.
Charred and burned, already dead. And the sign,
Wired to his fence.
A sign that read,
"Criminals are made, not born." Seeing the smoke, Sidney Howell and some of the other neighbors rushed to the Kehoe place to fight the fire. As they ran up the driveway, they saw Kehoe behind the wheel of his pickup truck.
He says to us,
"Boys, you are my friends. You'd better get out of here. You'd better go down to the school."
and then he speeds away.
It was 9:45 a.m.
The explosion was huge,
Much larger than the first.
They could hear it at least
10 miles away.
The Bath Consolidated School had been blown up.
Miss Sterling, a teacher on the second floor, said,
Without warning, this terrible blast came. It seems as though the floor went up several feet. I saw the bodies of my children hurled against walls or through windows.
Anson McNatt, in the same room as Mr. Hike, turned towards the sound of the explosion.
He looked through the French doors which led to all the north side classrooms and
saw nothing
there.
That whole wing of the building,
The third grade.
The fourth grade.
The fifth grade.
that was all gone.
The walls were destroyed and the roof lay on the ground.
I don't remember hearing any noise, but I remember flying in the air and seeing things fly between me and the sun.
From across Main Street, it looked as if that whole part of the school
Seemed to lift up. The windows shattered.
The walls carved outward.
The upper floor collapsed.
The roof crashed down.
Then we heard the screams.
The sound of the blast drew everyone to the center of town, and soon the schoolyard was filled with farmers and neighbors, parents trying to dig through to reach those who were trapped underneath.
They were buried in the dark under all that debris, calling out to us.
That's when we saw Andrew Kehoe's truck pull up in front of the school.
The back of his vehicle was loaded with more dynamite and pieces of metal scraps.
Superintendent Hike, who had led his students down ladders from the second floor, had then rushed across the street to telephone for help.
Kehoe spotted the superintendent and called out to him.
As Mr. Hike approached the truck, Kehoe detonated the dynamite inside.
The ground shook with yet another explosion, and a column of fire erupted sideways down the street.
Standing nearby, O.H. Buck said, "I was bowled over. A great cloud of smoke was rolling up. Under it, I saw the remains of a car. Part of a human body was caught in the steering wheel. Other bodies were lying on the ground nearby. I began to feel as though the world were coming to an end."
With his last act, Andrew Kehoe killed himself
And his enemy.
And the postmaster, Glenn Smith.
And Mr. Smith's father-in-law.
And Cleo Clayton. Cleo was 8 years old.
And the noise, and the confusion, and the rescue efforts continued.
Emergency calls had gone out to Lansing, East Lansing, Ovid, St. John's.
Over 100 people were injured, and more were being uncovered every minute.
And slowly, bodies of the victims were pulled out of the rubble as well.
The dead were placed in neat rows on the grass, one by one.
M.J. Ellsworth said, "There were sights that I hope no one will ever have to look at again."
Mrs. Johns spotted the body of her daughter Doris hanging near the school entrance.
George Hall took a break from digging to look among the dead and found his own son. "Well," he said, "there's Billy. and went back to his rescue work.
Mrs. Eugene Hart sat in the street with her 2 dead girls, one in each arm, and the body of her son Percy lying in her lap.
Sights I hope no one will ever have to look at again.
Even on the darkest of days, heroes emerge.
Dr. and Mrs. Crum, who turned their pharmacy into a field hospital.
Mrs. Shaw, whose home became a Red Cross station.
Fathers who kept digging through the wreckage even after bushels of unexploded dynamite were uncovered amid the ruins.
Farmers and firemen, neighbors and volunteers who answered a call for help.
The story made news around the world.
45 killed, 38 of them children.
Headlines read, "Maniac blows up school, had protested high taxes."
He then kills himself and 3 others by dynamiting auto.
Agonizing scene in yard. Distraught parents find little ones dead beneath blankets. Special to the New York Times.
And the town of Bath was in mourning.
There should be a new word for grief.
Everyone in the community had lost a friend, a teacher, a relative, a child.
First order of business had to be tending to all the injured sent to Lansing hospitals.
And the funerals. Friday the 21st saw the first of so many funerals that
Go well.
The town of Bath, Michigan was famous now, and every service, every meeting, every burial was news.
And that first Sunday after the disaster,
The same day that Colonel Lindbergh completed his flight,
the most extraordinary thing happened. An estimated 500,000 visitors passed through the city of Bath.
Not all like you might think.
there were some gawkers, of course, and souvenir hunters,
But
yes.
even the jaded members of the press took notice.
Strangers quietly appeared, offering crumpled dollar bills, or donations of blood, or just their prayers.
500,000. More people than greeted Lindbergh's arrival in Paris, as if the state of Michigan had decided to spend its Sunday service here and its respects.
Eventually, though, time passes.
The spotlight moves on.
Notoriety fades.
And people go on.
The newspapers kept trying to find reasons behind such a tragedy.
But there was no acceptable explanation. There never is.
There are those who say,
Kehoe achieved his objectives. He wiped the town off the map.
So many books on Michigan history, we aren't even in the index.
But Gene Wilkins, Bath Township historian, says the survivors did pull through, did carry on, most clearly in their decision to move forward and build a new school.
He says that rebuilding was the only thing that helped some of those people keep their sanity. If you carry hate, it will consume you. People of that era had great faith, and that is what got them through at that time.
Today in Bath, the place where the school once stood is now a park.
There is a plaque which reads,
"This memorial is dedicated to those that lost their lives as a result of the Bath school disaster on May 18, 1927. Our town of Bath will always remember you."
Always remember you.
Always remember you.
Always remember.
Go well.
recognize